Friendship over with Donald Trump. TV media का new best friend is Xi Jinping.
Millions of Chinese बहुत खुश थे ये खबर सुन के कि पिंग पोंग जो भी उसका नाम है, टिंगलिंग डिंगलिंग जो भी उसका नाम है, पिंग पोंग.
Okay, I guess this guy was not invited to any of the panels this week, but वो सब छोड़ो. इस हफ्ते की सबसे बड़ी सनसनी, गंगाधर नहीं, मोदी ही शक्तिमान है. That's an actual visual that News 18, Network 18 used this week. Indian TV news has become so predictable now that honestly their only use is for Instagram memes and reels. From China, India का नंबर 1 enemy, to चीन की शक्ति तो देखो क्या शक्ति प्रदर्शन है.
मौजूदा वक्त में चाइना की नजर सुपर पावर के उस ताज पर है जिस पर अब तक अमेरिका का दबदबा रहा है. लेकिन अब चाइना अमेरिका के इस वर्चस्व को तोड़ना चाहता है.
अब चाइना अमेरिका की डोमिनेंस को तोड़ना चाहता है. अब नहीं अंजना जी, कब से ये बात बहुत पुरानी हो चुकी है. कब से पूरी दुनिया को पता था कि चाइना अमेरिका का चैलेंजर है. लेकिन आपको ये कैसे पता होगा? आप और आपका गोदी वर्स तो बिजी था अपने ही ख्याली पुलाव पकाने में.
चीन वाले भैया भी जो हैं अंदर ही अंदर धक धक उनका कर रहा है कि अब क्या होगा, मोदी ट्रम्प आ गए.
भारत को चीन हमेशा चैलेंज करता रहा है. अब ट्रम्प और मोदी की दोस्ती का असर वहां दिखाई देगा.
चीन और पाकिस्तान पर नकेल कसने के लिए ट्रम्प भारत पर सबसे ज्यादा भरोसा करते हैं, निर्भर है कह सकता हूं मैं.
चीन के साथ विवाद में भी भारत हमेशा से ही अपनी जमीन पर अतिक्रमण के खिलाफ लड़ाई से लड़ रहा है. आप समझ जाइए टेंशन में चीन. भारत के दुश्मनों की टेंशन बढ़ाने वाली ट्रम्प की जीत कैसे है, समझ रहे हैं आप?
Anyway, we don't expect much from these guys. But there is one China hater though that we had our hopes pinned on.
It is a completely new lineage of the Wuhan virus. The WHO probe team finally got access to the infamous Wuhan lab. The Wuhan virus, the Wuhan virus, the Wuhan virus.
This is how Palki Sharma rose to fame. During the pandemic, her big USP was that she was exposing China by making sure it's called the Wuhan virus every night, not the coronavirus. Since then, she pretty much established herself as the credible China basher, foreign policy voice of India. You see, पाकिस्तान को गाली देने वाले तो बहुत लोग हैं गोदीवर्स में. How do you stand apart from the rest while still doing Shashtang Pranam to power? You choose a new enemy. You speak English with a serious tone and look and the right pauses. You don't shout like Arnab. You just snigger.
China keeps exporting disease after disease.
China, the disease incubator of the world, global disease incubator बना दिया. This was an average show that Palki would do on China, and it's not changed much from WION to First Post.
Children were considered to be carriers, not victims of the Wuhan virus. Another virus outbreak. It is called HMPV. It's not as dangerous as the Wuhan virus. Is China cooking another pandemic? I don't want to be sensational, but one cannot help feeling worked up when China reports that another virus has jumped to humans. This one is bird flu, chikungunya outbreak. This is a mosquito-borne disease. It is rarely fatal, but it has put Beijing on edge.
In between tracking every disease outbreak in China, Palki told us many times how the Chinese economy is about to fail. The rot within Chinese military, Chinese missiles have failed, Chinese are not getting married. Oh, did I tell you how the Chinese economy is on life support? Chinese economy is about to fail. And SCO, is it even relevant?
The Indian Prime Minister is a no-show, but other SCO leaders are in Astana.
That was Palki 1 year ago because Modi didn't show up. But that was last year. As Modi landed in China this year, Palki made it too. Armed with all her years of China bashing, her skepticism of the dragon, China's failing economy. Did I tell you about that or not? China's collapsing real estate, China's collapsing economy. SCO Summit, is it even relevant? We were ready for Palki to take on China in China.
At the center of it all stands an exciting interactive surprise. An AI humanoid robot. Hi, good afternoon. How are you doing?
Good afternoon. I'm doing great.
Wow! Such an exciting AI surprise.
The robotic companions of this media center say it all. They seem straight out of the future. Need some water? There is a robot for it.
Tell me more.
Love the mimicking game. A robot hand will copy all your gestures. Need some love? There is a robot waiting for you.
So futuristic China. Where's the failing economy? And after telling us for years that China is the global incubator of disease, the least we would expect from you, Palki, is to wear a mask in the country. Have you forgotten your own words?
This is one country where viruses jump species more than anywhere else.
This is one country where viruses jump species more than anywhere else.
You are in the one country where viruses jump species more than anywhere else in the world. Come on, yaar. Ek mask to pehen leti.
Tianjin is the fourth largest city of China and it carries an unusual nickname. It is called the Outdoor Museum, and that's because of what surrounds me. This city is an extraordinary collection of preserved historical architecture.
Hoja Wet Market, Nikla Historical Museum. For years, you've made your mark on the internet by peddling garden variety WhatsApp forwards about China. And now you're suddenly doing Nat Geo type history shows?
हिपोक्रेसी की भी सीमा होती है.
Now, in Palki's defense, I must say that apart from showing us futuristic robos and China's amazing history, she did do her little usual let's be skeptical of the dragon shtick, trying to balance things out. It's not like Palki marrowed a full palti in SCO. She did try and be cautious, told us about China's real estate bubble again for the 10th time. But there is a distinct difference in the tone. I noticed it. Did you? Take, for example, the very relevance of SCO. That was Palki last year.
Double standards on tackling terrorism. The SCO says it is unacceptable, which is a bit rich coming from a group where Pakistan is a member, but that's geopolitics for you. Lofty statements and shady actions.
Which is a bit rich, lofty statements and shady actions.
Chi, lofty statements and shady actions. What is even the point of SCO when Modi doesn't go? Incidentally, Modi said the same thing this year at SCO. But guess what? Pakistan is still a member of SCO, and when the SCO today condemned Pahalgam terror, it was not a bit rich coming from a group that as a country that is responsible for Pahalgam. It wasn't lofty words and shady action. It was diplomacy. It's all about incremental gains, yaar.
Diplomacy is rarely about sweeping victories. It is usually about steady, incremental gains. And that's what India got at the SCO Summit. In today's joint declaration, all member states of the SCO condemned the Pahalgam attack, and this is important because it sets the record straight. It exposes Pakistan. For India, it's a diplomatic win.
For India, it's a diplomatic win.
Okay, so many countries have condemned Pahalgam. It's the easiest thing to do, and many have done it. The tough thing is to get countries to condemn Pakistan as a sponsor for terrorism in India. No country has done it, but still the likes of Palki will push the SCO statement as some big diplomatic win for India when it's really the bare minimum. And here's what Palki didn't really emphasize on. The joint SCO statement condemned both the Pulwama attack and the Jafar Express in Balochistan, equating the two countries.
SCO Summit had there was this statement coming out of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit just this morning, where they did say the Pahalgam incident was, they condemned that incident, but they also condemned simultaneously the Jafar Express attack in Balochistan, the terrorist attack in Balochistan.
Exactly. Before calling this statement a diplomatic win, we need to think that one of our oldest allies for whom we suffered 50% tariff, our bestie Putin, जिसके साथ मोदी जी ने carpool किया, that guy sat in front of Pakistani Prime Minister and said we want deeper ties with Pakistan. China and Pakistan's friendship is no secret. Have we forgotten how we were essentially fighting China during the Operation Sindoor? What does all of that mean for India? You'd expect some analysis, but instead you have this.
At the SCO Summit, Pakistan's Prime Minister came face to face with his biggest enemy. We're not talking about a rival leader, not an unfriendly neighbor, but something far more intimidating. Sharif fumbled, he sweated, he froze, unsure what to do. Sharif twisted, tugged, and fiddled with his headset.
Twisted, tugged, fiddled with an earpiece. That's the mediocrity of troll-level analysis we get from a section of our media today. But chalo, at least she's consistent. That's the analysis she had to offer us last year also. एक साल पहले जब इंडिया SCO में नहीं था और अंगूर खट्टे थे.
Sharif is not new to such gaffes at SCO. Last year, he had a prolonged struggle with the earpiece.
इस सब पे फिर से बात करना था तो you didn't have to go all the way to China, यार.
The Shehbaz sprint Like I mentioned before, the Russian president was passing by him after the family photo. Shehbaz Sharif seized the opportunity. He sprinted towards Putin. It was awkward and unmistakably comic, like someone trying to catch a train that's already left the station. Prime Minister Modi and President Putin are walking and talking. The Pakistani Prime Minister is standing by, looking at them. Neither Putin nor Modi notice Sharif, but you can see the serious look on Shehbaz Sharif's face. He looks like someone who walked into the wrong party and is now trying to play it cool.
He looks like he walked into the wrong party. He was sprinting. You got all of that from this look? The thumbnail shows Pakistani Prime Minister with a juice का glass as a waiter. यार पालकी, इससे अच्छा तो हिंदी मीडियम वाले ही हैं. At least it's entertaining to listen to them.
कोई शहबाज को भिखारी बता रहा है. ये देखिए फोटो. ये फोटो जो है वो इसमें चेंज कर दिया. अब मोदी और पुतिन जा रहे हैं, बगल में एक जगह वेटर दिखा दिया, एक जगह भिखारी.
पाकिस्तान के सो कॉल्ड प्रधानमंत्री शहबाज शरीफ को उसकी औकात दिखाना. Yes, I don't normally use such words, but for Shahbaz Sharif, I can make an exception.
कोई तो ट्रम्प का पिट्ठू ही बता दे रहा है कि देखो ट्रम्प का पिट्ठू है.
शहबाज शरीफ की हालत क्लास में खड़े उस बच्चे की तरह है जिसे शायद स्कूल के टीचर ने सजा दी हो.
और जब आप की दाढ़ी में इतने सारे तिनके होते हैं तो फिर उसके बाद आपके हाथ यूं ही बंधे होते हैं. चोरों वाली शारीरिक भाषा होती है, भिखारियों वाले अंदाज होते हैं, और वहां यूं शान से गुजर जाते हैं उस मुल्क के लीडर्स.
The very next day, after Godis were busy sharing troll-level jokes from the internet, Putin sat next to Pakistani Prime Minister, like I said before, and then we also saw them walk along with the rest of the contingent in Beijing. But Indian media can be happy sharing memes of him as a waiter. वैसे, speaking of the congregation of authoritarians in Beijing, I hope हमारे 56-inch G को ज़्यादा FOMO ना feel हुआ हो. Believe it or not, I'm glad we didn't see Modi walking with these guys. On a side note, in case you were wondering what authoritarians talk about when they all get together, they talk about living forever. Maybe because they want to be in power forever. Now back to the SCO. You had Putin openly telling Pakistan he wants deeper ties, like I said before, while China and Russia showcased their no-limits partnership. Chinese premier said that a strong China-Pakistan relationship is conducive to safeguarding regional peace and development. This statement comes after Operation Sindoor, where we know China supplied not just intelligence, but weapons that downed India's jets. Add to that, Pakistan remains a member of SCO, as we know, so when the group condemns the Pahalgam attack, it also slips in condemnation of a terror strike inside Pakistan. For India, what this means is our biggest security concern and our biggest rivals are literally co-signatories on the same communique. Now, here's the problem. On TV, this complexity is reduced to catchphrases. One day China has finished. The next day China is the new superpower. One day SCO is irrelevant. The next day it's rewriting the world order. And Pakistan? Always the convenient punching bag that fills airtime when analysis runs dry.
Today, the tide has turned. In a major diplomatic victory for New Delhi, the SCO joint declaration at the leaders' meeting has condemned the Pahalgam terror attack.
This is a high-stakes diplomatic move, a moment that could reshape the contours of global geopolitics.
The joint statement after the defense ministers' meeting did not even mention Pahalgam. But today that has changed. And it was India that pushed for that change. And this is important because it sets the record straight. It exposes Pakistan. For India, it's a diplomatic win.
The reality for India is, of course, trickier. No major power has yet called Pakistan a state sponsor of terror, no matter how loudly our anchors perform it in studios, or how softly they snigger at the stuff that trolls would on Twitter. Seriously.
The Shehbaz sprint.
The truth is, foreign policy doesn't work on the logic of primetime debates and godijivis. India has tough choices ahead, balancing Russia's drift towards China and Pakistan, countering Beijing's growing clout in multilateral forums, and making sure we aren't left isolated when the big powers redraw the chessboard. Meanwhile, गोदी जीवीज जिनको अब नए डैडी मिल गए हैं, have you forgotten that China's growing assertiveness has led to military clashes with India in 2013, 14, 17 and 2020? India has a trade deficit of around $100 billion with China. We import 7 times more goods from China, and all said and done, US is still our largest market. So Trump को ठेंगा दिखा के हमारा काम खत्म नहीं हो गया. And China over the past 5 years, let's not forget, has been the largest supplier of military hardware to Pakistan. Now, it's not as if all is hunky-dory with China. A lot of things are wrong with that country, and sure, many of Palki's criticisms are rooted in actual facts. The real estate bubble in China is real. And yes, there are troubles with the economy there. But reporting on foreign affairs is not about trolling other countries for their weaknesses. It's not about using it to say, देखो हमारा घर कितना बड़ा है, हमारे पास 56 इंच है.
Lazy journalism.
Consistently reporting on the world from the prism of how great our dear leader is the most short-sighted thing you can do. And no amount of claiming you're doing it for India because you're India first, you're a nationalist, will make it okay.
That is the greatest lie, ladies and gentlemen. The biggest lie, the most shameless lie.
Oh, and by the way, did I tell you the Chinese economy is about to collapse? Now, if you want to understand about the SCO Summit and its implications, I highly recommend that you tune into NL Hafta this week, where we have a real expert talking about the ramifications of this summit. Do tune in.
There was an article in print yesterday that Chinese social media is talking about Trump and Narendra Modi holding hands, and Putin, and Putin also waiting for him for 10 minutes in their car drive.
Yeah.
And there was Times of India did 3 articles, not 1, 3 articles on body language and how Chinese social media is talking about it. And after seeing this, and when I got to know that I'll be coming here, I was like, let's do the fact check. What they are talking about. I am on Chinese social media. I can read Chinese.
Okay.
Let's fact check.
So what is the fact check?
The thing that Times of India and the print article was talking about, that Putin and Narendra Modi's car drive was trending on Baidu, which is China's Google. It was trending, but as so other things as well. So they have top 50 trending things, and it was in top 20, which is fine. But the point was, I wanted to see what people are talking about Narendra Modi, and what they were talking about was, it was not about appreciating what Modi was doing, but it was more about what Trump is going to feel about it, and what Putin is about, and what Xi Jinping is being able to do it. So most of the things that people were talking about was not appreciating Modi's personality or body language. What people were talking about is that how Xi Jinping has been able to bring all these leaders together in Tianjin and been able to do it. And also they were talking about body language, but what they were talking about is not appreciating Modi's body language. They were trying to discover it and decode it, that why he was being so positive and smiling and being laughing with all these people, and how they were discovering it that this guy has been sending messages to Trump. So there was no awe of Modi, or people were not adoring him, and all these things.
That's the Chinese media's coverage.
That's just
the
not
social
Chinese
media
and social media as well.
I see. Okay.
So this was.
If you want to listen to the full thing, you have to be a paying member of News Laundry, because at News Laundry, we don't depend on advertisements from governments or corporations. We depend on your subscriptions to keep us going. We depend on your support to do weekly news programs like NL Hafta that give you an in-depth understanding into the world around you. We're not there to just troll other countries, but actually tell you what India's relationship with other countries can look like and what it means for us. Do tune into NL Hafta this week, and of course, subscribe to News Laundry to listen to the full thing. Subscribe to News Laundry. With your subscription, you'll get to watch a lot of interviews that we've done this week. You get to also read our subscriber-only paywall stories like this one and this one. There's a QR code flashing on your screen right now. Subscribe. With just 99 rupees, you can get a subscription for 2 weeks. In that, you can listen to the NL Hafta. You can also read some of our reports. You can also watch some of our interviews. But more importantly, you can support us and you can make sure that we go on doing what we're doing. That's all the nuisance we have for you this week. We shall be back next week. Until then, stay mad. That's the only way.